After deciding to stop being vegan, what was it like having that first bite of meat? What did you feel emotionally? And then how did your body respond physically?
The story is, I think I was out with my friends. They were ordering البيك. I was telling myself, listen, I've been vegan for 6 years. Let me change it up a little bit, because I don't have strong beliefs about veganism, but rather it's more of a diet to me, like a plant-based diet. I took that first bite. I felt guilty AF. I even called my mom afterwards. Hey, was out with my friends. We ate البيك and stuff. I don't think she was focusing with, oh, okay, what else? I ate البيك. She was like, what?
Mansoor, the vegan dinosaur. Tell me about what it means to be vegan.
I was actually vegan for a good 6 years. I think it was... Is it one of the best decisions I made? I'm not sure, but I followed it for a good 6 years. It really helped me improve as a person, not only digestion wise and not physically, but also mentally. Like, how can I improve? How can I have a choice to pick what I want rather than taking what's given to me, kind of. It has many benefits, but to be honest, I reached a point now, I'm 90% vegan, but I don't want to be as strict because I still want to have a choice. If I'm going out with friends, going out with family, I do have the choice, kind of.
What made you go vegan to begin with? Because it's obviously I would say it's kind of a big decision in a sense, especially in this country where there's so much meat heavy focused diets. People care so much about if you're vegan or not vegan. For some reason, if you tell someone, I don't eat meat, they have a heart attack. They're like, what do you mean you don't eat meat? So what was the decision and was it welcomed?
I'm originally from Medina. I grew up actually there. And I studied abroad in Ireland. I moved there in 2011. Going vegan was a bit of a journey for me to start it in the beginning. Before going vegan, I went through the phases. I went through a blues phase, like a lot of ups and downs. I don't know, I was feeling the blues a lot. Poor energy, even a lot of anxiety. So a friend of mine suggested to me, why don't you try the vegan diet to improve your health? I read about it a little bit. Apparently, it does have a lot of benefits, especially mentally. So I followed it. I think I left meat for a year, then discontinued, stopped chicken as well. Then I went fully vegan, around 2016, I believe.
And did you notice immediate benefits or did it take time?
It did help. But I believe it's not only that, it's other aspects also in my life. I started meditating, I started doing yoga. All of these things combined, and also I did therapy as well for a while. All of these combined helped me get out of that state and be the person I am today,
You're currently no longer vegan. So at what point did you start the vegan dinosaur? And at what point did you decide that this is a lifestyle that I want to bring into this country?
After I moved back from Ireland, went back to Medina, I found a job here in Jeddah. And after I started working the 9-to-5 job, I was suffering, to be honest, with the food. I was eating literally burritos, kushari every day. My friends kind of hated me during that time. So I started to learn how to cook. I was looking up recipes online. I was FaceTiming my mom a lot, how to do this, how to do that. And I found joy in that, creating stuff from scratch. So I started meal prepping for for myself and my friends at work. Um, Little by little, my friends started trying out the food. They liked it. Hey, why don't you start a business out of it? I was like, why not? So I started it as a meal plan business. I think I started with 4 to 5 customers every day. I was just cooking from home and like delivering it the next day. Um, in 3 months' time, I think I reached around 40 to 50 customers. So at that time, I decided to take the decision to leave my job and to do the vegan dinosaur full time. Um, Alhamdulillah, it was a journey. It was a really great journey. I went through the ups and downs. COVID hit us a little bit hard, but alhamdulillah, like we recovered from it like in a very good way. Um, we opened 3 business lines within the vegan dinosaur itself. Like we're selling meal plans, and also we're on delivery apps, and also we have our own products which we created from scratch. 2 years ago, we opened our first cloud kitchen, and inshallah we're expanding to Riyadh soon in 2 months' time. Bringing that lifestyle to Saudi it is very challenging. As you said earlier, like everybody eats meat, literally like fatur, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dinner, lunch, breakfast. حتى even when I tell people, hey, I'm vegan, oh man, I can't be vegan. I'm surviving on meat, like somehow. It did need a lot of education, and alhamdulillah, I improved my recipes so much that most of my customers are not even vegan. They just want to try the food out, and they're enjoying how it benefits them.
That's really impressive. I think the whole concept obviously is something that people I do think people are interested here, whether they're aware of it or not. And I do think as well that there is a niche community here that are vegan, because fun fact about me is I went vegan a couple of years ago. I say a couple of years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, at the time when there was nothing you could find in this country. And it was very hard. So I definitely needed the vegan dinosaur at the time, but it's okay. I do think that there is an interest, and people are just skeptical about it. And it's until they try it. And majority of the time, people will just judge before they even try, right? And it's like you can give somebody something and not even tell them that's vegan. They'll love it so much. And they'll be like, wow, what's in this? And sometimes you'll give it to them and you'll tell them this is vegan, and they'll suddenly not like it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that did happen.
What were the biggest challenges, and how did you start to advertise it to appeal more to this country?
The first thing I did, I wanted to market it by like the quality and the taste by itself, rather than pushing like the vegan agenda into it. Hey guys, care about the this and that. I knew that I will face a lot of backlash if I did it that way. The second thing is I wanted to do a lot of funny stuff rather than serious. Like even the name itself, the vegan dinosaur, I chose it just because it rhymes with my name, Mansour. There's no depth behind it at all. I wanted it like a fun brand people can enjoy even watching, like on social media platforms.
I'm curious to know, now that you're not vegan, how do you take care of your body, or what is your relationship to food?
I'm still following like 19% of my diet is vegan. Even my meal service, I'm subscribed to it myself. Like quality control, kind of. I just want to eat. Because I noticed when I I eat meat for a few days, I don't feel well. But when I'm going out with friends, I'm going back to my family in Medina, my mom is cooking, like I'm eating like other food. But mostly I'm trying to stick to the vegan diet.
Yeah. That, like a plant-based diet, like predominantly eating plants and vegan food. I think that's, to me, to be honest, like I really do believe in like being more plant-based. I don't discriminate against any food, but I do believe in the benefits of eating more plants. Of course, there's so much nutritious properties that we can gain from plant foods, from more of a vegan diet. But then, of course, there's the benefits that you gain from animal products as well. So I do like the balance there. How did you find the balance of like understanding that maybe the full vegan diet wasn't for you?
To be honest, I reached a stage where I got really bored. There aren't enough vegan restaurants here in Saudi, and I'm just like constricted to eat my own food or my own cooking or salads from outside. So I was like, class, to be honest,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's fine. I think that's like a good recognition for yourself that you just had that awareness, and it wasn't like something that you felt like I can't be vegan for these kind of like it wasn't, I guess, like self-induced in that way. It wasn't you being critical of the diet in itself, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It was just like I wanted more choices, and I'm not. I'm the person that likes to have choices rather than just following something strictly like a cult or something.
Yeah. In terms of veganism, of course, veganism like is very connected to nature, to the environment, because you recognize an animal has a soul, you recognize your role as a human on earth. And in terms of what veganism has done for you on a spiritual level, how has it made you feel more connected to the earth and made you feel more connected to the environment around you?
Since I started, I feel a lot of things changed. Like I'm more conscious in my choices, trying to avoid plastic as much as possible, for example. I do feel way more connected to animals, and I feel, okay, even now when I'm eating, oh, this thing had a life like before. It's not like just consumption. It did affect me on a spiritual level. I don't know, maybe the lightness of it made me clearer in a way.
Yeah, I can feel that because, like I said, like I went through veganism at some point and I did feel that clarity, which is why I asked, because it does make you naturally feel more connected to yourself, to your body, to the earth, and it really grounds you in that way. And in a sense, like you're saying, that lightness, you feel like you're floating in the air, like being really truly one with the universe. And it has a very peaceful quality to it. So that's why I asked the question, because I know from my own experience that it really does open you up in some kind of way that I believe other things would not necessarily do.
Yeah.
After deciding to stop being vegan, what was it like having that first bite of meat? What did you feel emotionally? And then how did your body respond physically?
The story is, I think I was out with my friends, and I think we were in Red Sea buying stuff. And while ordering, they were like, can I mention restaurant names? Well,
Yeah.
they were ordering البيك. They were like, Mosul, why didn't you try it خلاص this time and stuff. I was telling myself, listen, I've been vegan for 6 years. Let me like change it up a little bit, because I don't have strong beliefs about veganism, but rather it's more of a diet to me, like a plant-based diet. I took that first bite. I felt guilty AF, and I enjoyed it, to be honest. I even called my mom afterwards. Hey, was out with my friends. We ate al-bake and stuff. I don't think she was focusing with, oh, okay, what else? I ate al-bake. She was like, what? Yeah, I broke my 6-year diet in that way. But then afterwards, it's just normal. I prefer not to eat like meat and non-vegan food. But if there wasn't anything else, or if I wanted to eat something outside of the vegan diet, I would eat it. Like,
I think there's a lot of importance in that story, because it's the labeling that really has the emphasis that makes that guilty consciousness come in, right? It's like, if you didn't label yourself as vegan for those 6 years and you just said, I'm a plant-based eater, right? Or you made it seem like I predominantly eat plant foods and you don't really restrict from anything else, then having that first bite would probably feel less guilty. And to me at least, like I feel like a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on certain labels in their life, whether it is veganism or anything else, the career you do, all these different jobs, and it makes you feel very limited.
Yeah.
So when you break away from that, it feels very freeing. And you can still call yourself a vegan, right? Anybody can call themselves a vegan and then not follow through with also the moral principles or the ethics of being a vegan. So removing yourself from that label, I'm sure, is also very freeing for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I don't like feel limited anymore.
How has any of the moral implications of veganism still impact you to this day?
It doesn't, to be honest. Try to make something up, but no. But maybe I'm more environmentally conscious. I try to avoid palm oil, for example. If there was a vegan option of something, I would take it over the non-vegan item. But generally, yeah.
Yeah. No, and I think that's fine. Like, I prefer honesty, you know? Like, somebody, you could be sitting here and you can say, I still eat a vegan diet and I'm the vegan dinosaur. But it's like, what's the point of that? You know, like, your intention is still good. Your intention is still there of creating this meal plan for people. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be vegan. Like, you're giving people an option and you're also giving yourself the option. And you're bringing something in that is adding more positive benefits to the environment rather than, doing something else. So like at the end of the day, I think like the honesty is important because the intention is still there.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is your general intention with the vegan dinosaur?
I think providing this diet and this choice for people who want to follow a vegan diet here in Saudi, there aren't a lot, and I'm really proud of the creations that I did within the vegan dinosaur. Like, one of my goals from the start is to use all local ingredients. So I didn't want to use any imported stuff. So I was looking in the market, for example, like for tofu, there's only imported tofu. I was like, listen, let me look it up how they make it, and I looked it up, and I started to learn how to do it, and now we do it from scratch, and it's comparable to the Japanese tofu. Like, we press it ourselves and we milk it and everything. We do also have the vegan shawarma. It's also my recipe. It has similar protein content to chicken, and it's much healthier, and it's also from all locally sourced ingredients. My intention with the vegan dinosaur is to provide this option for people who want to follow this diet, and I really recommend everyone, like, having a healthier diet does affect your life in a positive way, physically and even consciously. It does affect you. It does help you.
Yeah, for sure. Because your body is literally connected to your whole mind. You have a whole brain system, you have your nervous system, you have everything that starts within your gut. Serotonin is built in the gut, and that all affects your mood, that affects your brain health. And that's why, to me, like, what you're doing is doing so much justice to this country specifically, because there's a lot of mental health issues here, and solving it through diet is one way to come at it.
Yeah.
What is the most thing that brings you joy in what you do?
Unfortunately, I always try to look at the end goal. Hey, I want to do this, and when I reach that end goal, I want to reach like a further goal. But I think what brings me joy is like the customer feedback, the success of the business being successful itself, and it's something that I love to do, and it's being successful. I think that's the biggest joy for me.
Like, everybody gets joy out of success, right? And like going and reaching those goals, hitting those goals. And I think it's like also like slowing down and finding the joy in the moments of, like, in the stressful moments of, at some point you're going to look back at that moment and be like, oh, look how I challenged myself in that time. Like, I went through it. I went through the chaos of it. I felt the stress of it. And when you look back at those times and you realize that, oh, I pushed myself, that also brings you happiness and builds your confidence as well.
Yeah.
Where do you see the vegan dinosaur heading?
Inshallah, in the next 3 months, we're opening in Riyadh. That's the plan. I want us to have a local product that can be compared to international products like Beyond the Meat and other international companies. And I'm proud that I was able to do something like this here, you know?
No, I find that very, very refreshing because, yeah, I'm thinking about it right now, there are not much vegan options in that way here. Like, there's nobody that makes anything of that sort here. Like, going to buy tempeh, tofu, anything like that, there's hard to find. Like, I'll tell you, I went to a random, like, side bagala shop that I found tempeh in. I was like, oh, this is very random here. Nobody probably comes here to, like, find this. So I think that people are going to find so much use in that. And I'm very grateful that you are doing that and bringing that here.
Thank you.
Of course. And right now in this state of life, how do you feel?
Good. No, yeah, I'm trying to manage. Alhamdulillah. I'm trying to focus on the things that I have more rather than the things that I don't have and being grateful for that. But Alhamdulillah.
One of the princes here, Prince Al-Walid.
Khalid bin Walid, yeah.
I only recently found out that he was vegan, which I found very interesting. I like heard that he's like doing some stuff with that. Don't really know the details, but
yeah. No, he's a mashallah. We follow each other on Instagram. He tried my food before. Mashallah, he's doing a lot for the country, and he's bringing a lot of eco-friendly products and businesses here.
That's really interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting to see also what that does. If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
A T-Rex, but a friendly one.
I don't know why, but I really did feel like you were gonna say T-Rex. Although I would maybe think that, like, I feel like people go for it. I don't know what the long neck dinosaur is called. What is that? Tyrannosaurus?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, I just assume because it's like more of the plant-based dinosaur.
Yeah. Actually, in my logo, I have the picture of a T-Rex. And the comic that I started with, that it was a T-Rex that used to eat a lot of like animals and stuff, and at a certain time it got really like anxious and a lot of anxiety, so the doctor recommended it to eat only like healthy humans and plants.
I love that.
But that was the messaging at the start.
It's a good message and a good story.
Yeah, like I used to throw in my posts when I started, hey, our meal plans include 2 meals, 2 salads, your brother's arm, and a juice or something. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, didn't backlash. Yes.
Yeah. I like to end off with 3 questions. And the first question is, what would you advise to somebody who is choosing to go vegan right now?
Especially here, it's going to be a little bit difficult. If you're not joining the vegan dinosaur, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But try to meal plan as much as possible, because that would save you a lot of time and it makes it easier for you.
Yeah, definitely go subscribe to the Vegan Dinosaur and get your meals. What would you advise to someone who wants to start a business here that they are too afraid to start because they think that society is going to judge them or criticize them for?
Alhamdulillah, we're at a certain age that we have the possibility to start a business with minimal to no money. Just do a good research. You can set up a store online and find the correct product that you want to sell, and just do it. And don't think in the future, like, if you're bored with like, leave your job to do this full time. Having a job is really important. This is what I realized. Alhamdulillah, I'm currently working again, but in the field that I love. It's mostly in strategic marketing and creative marketing, sorry. But like, don't think about it like about, I think the business is a thing that you want to leave your job for, but rather than it's a supporting income, in my opinion. And just do it. If you're not going to lose a lot of money, and you're not going to lose anything if you started it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's like, it's experimentation as well, right? It's like learning about what you're interested in, trying it out for yourself, seeing how it goes, like with still holding some kind of stability is important, I think.
Yeah.
The last question is a motto that you live by that you wish other people could instill in themselves.
It's not a motto, but more of a, like, try to set mini goals and try to follow them. Try not to think about the end goal a lot, and just have a routine in your life that will help you, I believe, achieve anything and have a healthy lifestyle.
I'm curious to ask you, do you know your astrology sign?
I know I'm a Gemini,
Okay.
but I'm not sure about
There are others?
yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like you mentioned a lot of like the routine and the structure and the schedule, and I see a lot of that, like usually that would be associated with Capricorn or Virgo. So I
Yeah.
was just curious.
Yeah, no, I have OCD. Structure helps me manage in life.
Stay centered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, and I really do appreciate all that you're doing with the vegan dinosaur, bringing in more innovation to this country and helping people who want to experiment with veganism or people who are vegans here have an option for themselves. I think what you're doing is really incredible, and I appreciate you for doing that and bringing that into this country. And I thank you for your time and all that you shared with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.